Good morning, Internet. My name is MilkDucks, and this is the long overdue Quack Attack number 4, where we learn to be better players. This is a game of Ground War Domination on Resistance, and I'm really excited to talk about it, but I think I probably owe you guys a little bit of an explanation for my extended absence. I think it's been like 2 months, hasn't it, since I posted anything on YouTube, and I've got a lot of mail actually from my subscribers asking me, what's going on, man? Well, since you asked, I had a baby. Well, my wife had a baby anyway, and the week that our daughter was born, well, we also bought a house. So, yeah, I mean, we've got 2 children now, and along with school and work full time, the amount of time that I have each week to sit down and do commentary was just immediately reduced, and I think you guys can really understand that. So, anyway, that's where I've been. I'm definitely still alive. I'm just just knee deep in like being an adult. So, like I said before, this is Ground War Domination on La Resistance, which, to be honest with you, isn't my favorite map. And I mean, I guess as long as we're being honest, and none of the maps in Modern Warfare 3 are my favorite maps, but there are some that I like better than others. Resistance is one that, I guess I could really take or leave. It doesn't do a whole lot for me. It does have some pretty good, pretty long sight lines, though, which is something that I tend to look for in a map. That's why I'm using the MK14 assault rifle with an ACOG. You can really just outrange players on Resistance if you have a pretty solid, understanding of the spawns and the popular travel routes. This gun is just ridiculously good too. I mean, I really like it. I've always liked the semi-auto assault rifles in the past, and this one is just fantastic. I'm using it with Scavenger Pro, Hardline Pro, and Steady Aim Pro, and I think my kill streaks on this map are Predator, Reaper AGM, and Pavlo. Since I played this game, though, I've actually lowered the streaks down to Predator, Attack Helicopter, Reaper, because the Pavlo just never gets any kills. I mean, sometimes it does, but most of the time, it gets shot down before it can even fire. Really. So I figured it would probably just be better to throw the attack helicopter in the middle. It's not going to get any kills either, but, best case scenario, it'll help me get to my Reaper, which, honestly is the kind of the workhorse of the kill streaks anyway, in my opinion. I end up getting pretty lucky with my AGMs in this game, actually. Resistance isn't a great Reaper map because the buildings are just so tall, and a lot of the streets are just so narrow, but you might have a shot initially, but by the time your missile actually gets to the target, your drone has like flown around so that it no longer has a good angle, and you end up just hitting a roof or something. The reason I do well here is because I call it in when the enemy's up at Alpha, where there's it's a lot more wide open. My second or third AGMs, though, I think they hit basically nothing because I think the enemy's down there at Charlie, and there's just so many places to hide. And that's actually an issue for a lot of the maps in Modern Warfare 3. To be honest, they aren't designed, or they don't seem to be designed in such a way that promotes the use of air support and kill streaks, the way that Call of Duty maps had traditionally been designed. Interchange is probably one of my favorite maps in this game, for instance, because it's one of the few where the sky is nice and wide open. You don't have to like squint to see UAVs and shit flying around. They're pretty immediately obvious, and you can actually get some pretty clear shots on the people you're firing at most of the time, which is what you want, right? I mean, they can get clear shots on you too, but you'll have that. But even interchange, right? I mean, is like crisscrossed with like roads that function as cover for the enemy, and these roads take up like probably 50% of the map. So when you're up in an AC-130 or something, it can be a little frustrating because you just can't hit anything. And and that's one of the good maps for air support in Modern Warfare 3. I never really thought I'd be saying this because I actually hate these maps, but it would be nice if we had some big open maps like Afghan and Wasteland. God, I really hate those maps, but it would be nice if we had ones where there's really no hiding from air support. Because, let's just be honest. I mean, most people are running Assassin and Blind Eye anyway. Most people have, a Stinger to knock down anything they see the moment they see it. So, with Blind Eye and stuff, your streaks can't hit them. It won't even fire at them, even if it does have a shot. add on top of that the fact that, they're not going to be able to hit anything that they can see half the time because they're, the enemy's in an underground section of the map, or in a building with a sturdy roof, or they just don't have an angle because the buildings are too tall, or whatever, and you just end up with gameplay that just feels really unsatisfying. But I do get lucky on this map though. Playing Ground War helps a lot too. Just because there are so many people to fire at. Even if you fire just an empty section of the map, you're statistically, almost guaranteed to hit a ghost or something, right? I mean, there's got to be somebody there. So, I mean, I wanted to touch base with you guys on something because, it's been floating around there for a while, but I'm not particularly enjoying Modern Warfare 3. A lot of people I know actually feel that way. The first month after it came out, God, I was so unhappy with it, and I took some time off. Partly because we had that new baby, and I've only recently started playing again with any regularity. And you know what? Like, I'm having a lot more fun than I did, but I think it's a pretty altogether unforgettable game. I enjoy it more than I did Modern Warfare 2, which is saying a whole lot, but and I enjoy it maybe about the same as World at War. But that's still, miles and miles behind Call of Duty 4 and Black Ops as far as I'm concerned. One of the things, I guess, that irritates me the most is death streaks. I really don't see any reason why Infinity Ward would need to bring those back. I mean, they're frustrating for everyone, and they certainly don't help players get better, or whatever bullshit justification Robert Bolin gave for including them in this game this time around. One of my friends pointed out recently, actually, that death streaks have absolutely no business being around anymore, now that we have support streaks. And I think that's a really good point. Support streaks exist to help players get consistent streak rewards, even though, they're dying all the time. There is no reason why this game should have death streaks and support streaks. I mean, that was just a really good point. I wanted to bring that up. Having said that, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Treyarch's got planned for their next game. I wouldn't mind if support streaks returned, really. But things like the stealth bomber have got to go. They've got to be moved to assault or something. I've seen, and in fact, I think it happens in this very game, stealth runs that take out every single member of the enemy team. And in fact, I'm sure that happens in this game. I think Dirty drops one of those in this game. I mean, that's essentially a MOAB, you know what I'm saying? And what did he have to do for it? Nothing. I mean, just keep playing, and you'll inevitably get a stealth bomber that can crush, the entire enemy team every game. And let's be honest, the EMP is a little shitty as a support streak too. But yeah, all in all though, like, I would be happy to see support streaks return in Treyarch's next game. Same thing goes for Specialist, but they both really just need to be reworked, in my opinion. But that, I guess, is something that we'll probably have to talk about again in my next clip, because we are just about to run out of gameplay here. With the time I've got left, I do this a lot, but I just want to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I mean, now, in particular, more than ever, I know that I've been inactive for a pretty long time, and I really appreciate you guys just sticking around and encouraging me to keep producing content. It's something that I genuinely enjoy doing, and the fact that there are a lot of people out there who, want me to keep doing more is just a very satisfying feeling, and I really appreciate it. I plan to continue doing these videos, of course, but like I said, the amount of time I have to sit down and do commentary isn't nearly as much as it was, just a month or two ago, so I may not be churning them out as quickly as I once was, but, we'll get there. But yeah, just thanks again for sticking it out with me, guys. And please let me know if there's anything specific you'd like me to cover in my next commentaries. Maybe it's a weapon or a map or, just anything. Let me know, and I'll certainly see what I can do. But that's going to have to be all for now. As always, my name is Milk Ducks, and until next time, quack quack.